Hi guys, I'm just giving you guys a quick review of the Android unit you can buy on eBay to put in your car, because I'm sure everyone else has seen the people are putting their tablets in, but it requires a bit more work than just buying a whole unit and having it installed, which is the way I went. This one is from China. If you search Android Double DIN on eBay, you'll find a whole bunch of these kind of units. There's probably like 3 different models. There's one that has like a tablet up, that like a tablet sets on it, and you could actually remove the tablet. I already own a tablet. I didn't really want that option, and I didn't feel like I needed that option, so I went with this one. This one has 2 silver knobs, one on each side, and 4 buttons on each side. So if you're trying to find the one I found, there's only one that's just like this one. But there's multiple sellers that are selling this one, and they all have very generic names where it just says Android Double DIN and blah 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 blah. Just so you guys know, there is some models out there that have like a 500 or 512 megahertz processor, which I highly would recommend avoiding that one if you do see it. I haven't seen it. I've seen other people's reviews of it, and it looks horrible and slow. This one is a 1 gigahertz, and it is very, very doable. I'm sure all of us are used to our dual cores and quad cores on our phones right now, so it's a single core, but it gets the job done. There's really not much slowdown. Nothing to be a problem while you're just using it for car setup. This has a resistive screen, and for those who are not positive, resistive screen is pressure related. It's not like you don't have to have your fingertips to touch, and actually it's kind of detrimental sometimes to use your fingertips, just because sometimes when you're trying to swipe some stuff, the pressure of your whole finger is hitting a whole bunch of different points, and you'll end up clicking different things that you didn't intend to. So mostly what I usually do is end up, and the most accurate way is just your fingernail really gets the best results, and you get used to it. This came with a screen protector. I haven't took it off yet because I'm ordering one to replace it, but it just absorbs the scratches for your fingernail, because it's, I'm assuming, pretty cheap. I'm paranoid about the screen because as a resistive screen, they're slightly softer than capacitive screens, which are the ones that are on our phones. And so I'm not, I'm a little wary on the scratch resistance of the resistive screens. But so right now the fingernail works very well. You get used to it in an hour at most. It's not that bad, actually. There is no 2-touch because it's not capacitive. Capacitive screens do the 2-touch zoom, pinch to zoom, all that jazz. This does not have that because it's, as I said, resistive. Like, you have buttons on here, like the standard Android buttons. You have home, menu, back, navigation. Navigation you can set to open any GPS application you want. It's just in the settings. But I'm pretty much using Google Navigation or Google Maps, just because they've always worked well for me on my phone. And it comes with one on its own. I didn't bother using it, and I actually factory reset this unit right when I got it through the settings, just to get rid of the junk they put on there. It comes with some junk MP3s from like Britney Spears, which I assume are stolen, but I don't really know who cares to have Britney Spears MP3s anyway. So I just use the Google Maps navigation and it works very well, just as if it's your phone. See, for some reason it's giving me a little. Oh, there it goes. And I live in Ohio, as you guys can tell right here. I'm not going too close, but it doesn't really matter. But pretty much the navigation looks really well, like I mentioned. I haven't used it on really long drives yet, but I've used it on short drives, like 15-minute drives, and it was very accurate. But the Wi-Fi has been pretty good. Really, it really just depends on your carrier and your connection wherever you're at while you're driving. But like I said, I haven't had much issue because I have a decent Sprint connection here. It has an SD card slot. Right now I have a 16 gig in, but I have a 64 gig coming in the mail to put all my music on. And I mainly use Google Music for all my music stuff, buying music, storing music, all that jazz. The problem with Google Music is that if you try to cache the music offline, It used to be able to go to SD card, but now they changed it so you can't go to SD card. And now I'm kind of, so I have to have everything on my SD card, just like locally stored, not using the app to cache the music for me. Because this unit only has 1 gig free of memory on it if you don't put an SD card on. In 1 gig free, it doesn't sound like much, but it's actually not that bad, as long as you're just putting like small apps on it, or you're not putting any giant games or anything on there. There, like, just so you guys know, there is only 1 gig free on here. It's not an issue for me because you can put the SD card in. We'll take a look at the storage right here. See, like, total available is 5.5 gigs, but you know, the operating system, all that takes up space, so there's only 1.3 gigs free, and I only installed like 3 apps, so it's not gonna be much more than that. What else is there? Okay, the device. This is an Android 2.3.4, so this isn't, you know, this is an ice cream sandwich. It's not Jelly Bean. It's just an old operating system, but it definitely gets the job done. This does have a DVD player. I have not used it. I do not own one. And you could hear it trying. I was just making sure. I didn't think there would be a DVD in there, but maybe they had a test DVD in there. But I've watched other reviews of this unit, and the DVD player seemed to work perfectly fine. No issues. So if that's your thing, it should be okay. It doesn't come out or up, so there's one less thing to break. Because the more moving things you have on something, the more things that could possibly break from it. So that's a positive. It pretty much acts like any Android device that you would expect, as if you had your phone or your tablet. Right now, I just have a live wallpaper back here with for music, because mainly that's what you're going to use it for, is music. And this live wallpaper is really the best looking one. You can find it. I think it's called Audio Glow, but it's like $1. But it's really nice. It shows the band, what's playing. Oh man. The music quality is a lot better than my old factory unit that was in here, which was pretty crappy. And I did notice I'm not big on being an audiophile, but I did notice the audio quality has increased with just this new unit, and it gets a lot louder just because it provides more power than old factory units do. It has a radio. I don't use it much, but we'll look at it. Just by much, I mean, I don't use it. I think it has to find something before it even will slow the other music down. There's this radio tuner over here. Let me turn off my music. Give us the rope. Alright, radio. And it's just, I don't know the song, but it plays in the background. It's a weird kind of radio app, actually. I'm thinking it kind of feels like it's not an app, but more of it plays over top of like the Android system, but I'm not positive on that. I can't verify. This tuner really doesn't. This second knob doesn't do really anything on the Android operating system. The only other thing I found that it does is that if you go to Bluetooth mode, which is the phone button here, and your phone's connected, there's a few here. There's like a few options here, but all it does is it'll change your music on your phone. If you have your phone playing music through the speakers, through Bluetooth, you can just go through the tracks on here, and the tuner will go to the next song. But that's all this really does, other than the radio and on your Bluetooth mode. While we're in Bluetooth mode, I have not really used this much. It looks very generic. I did upload my contacts on here, so let me look away real quick so I could make sure you guys aren't going to see anything. Alright, well, here's my contacts. You're not going to, this is recent calls, so you could call someone back or whatever from here. Right here, this is all your phone numbers, which I have phone numbers on here, which we're not going to click on. But it looks kind of crappy. Let me see if I can figure out a way of showing it. Nah, they chose the numbers way too prominently. But you could go here and type all this, if you memorize their number, which who does that now with the cell phones. But I haven't really tested a phone call on it yet. I've seen other reviews that said that it was very adequate while they weren't driving. They have not experienced it with driving, with the microphone being loud or anything. I called my voicemail, and I'd say the quality sounded like 7 out of 10 through the microphone, which is right here. So I don't know if it's if you're really relying on your phone calls through talking through the console. I don't know, it's up to you. I don't know. I don't do that at all, so I'm not really experienced with it, so I can't really tell you too much. Gotta pause the music. So through the Bluetooth mode, I unfortunately don't have much experience just yet with it. It has an equalizer option, but you can download equalizer apps. I mean, you could use the one that's on here, but you really could just do whatever you want. You don't have to use the one that they provide. It has just all these menus. It's a bit, but not a lot. I downloaded Power Amp, and they have their own equalizer options, and plenty more on there. Just changes the sound location, balance back to middle. So, I mean, if you want those options, I mean, Android has plenty of those options. The notification bar is slightly difficult to press because it's all the way on the top, and you kind of have to use your finger now. And sometimes I give it like a 6 out of 10 working. Like right here, I'm having a hard time. Like the edges are hard to hit sometimes on this thing. It's not often you use it, and like right now, I'm using a different launcher, not the one that it came with. The one that came with makes it look like a phone. I just downloaded an it.The launcher and just customized it to give it a more car look, like the wallpaper and just the main apps I'm going to use on this thing. It has Pandora. I don't use Pandora much, but the option is there and it works fine. I've heard glare through a sunroof hitting this will make this screen unseeable. I drove around in the daylight, not real bright because it's winter right now and just the sun hasn't really been out too much lately, but I have not had a problem. But I do not own a sunroof, so that does not apply to me well, but I did hear that was an issue. I've researched this thing for a couple hours before I even bought it, and I've seen like other people talked about it froze up on them once, and while I've been driving once, it has frozen up, just like it'll be playing like this and then just nothing moves. There is no power button on this unit, so there is no restart. So in order to get to turn the car off, give it like 10 seconds to lose power, and then restart it, and then it's fine. I've never had that happen again. I've owned it for about a week now, but the one time it has happened is you're stuck. There's nothing you could do while you're driving until you stop. I mean, and that's very detrimental. You know, if you're on the freeway or something and you have to turn the car off. The microphone only works in Bluetooth mode. There is like Google Apps that like searches. You can search things with your voice, which I was kind of looking forward to on this unit. And the app was even on here when I started the unit. But if you use it, it'll search for the websites perfectly fine, all that. But what happens is it mutes the music, and then it doesn't unmute the music. Here, look, I'll try to click on it if I could not fat finger. Search Google Maps, Walmart. I've caught my Walmart. We'll see. So it works pretty good. Look, yep, it got everything. Search Google Maps, Walmart. You think it would open Google Maps, but whatever. So if I clicked on it, I'm pretty sure it would go to Google Maps app. Yeah, it's going to ask me. I'm going to default to it. But now the problem is, you don't hear music in the background anymore. So the issue is it doesn't know to unmute the music. And if we go back here and look, the music's still playing. Supposedly, anyway. The music is still going, but we hear nothing. And I've emailed them about this, and they just said the Bluetooth is only supposed to work in the phone mode. There's a couple times where if you use this voice search mode, it will actually work. But not now, obviously. Play, oh shoot, cancel. I mean, it's supposed to say listen to. It's hard to get used to these voice commands. Listen to the Proto Man. See, you can hear the music now. We'll just tell it to play music. And if you just let it wait, it'll pick something and play it. I have my Wi-Fi on because I'm next to my apartment. So supposedly it's playing right now, and it's working. But sometimes this does not work. I give it 7 out of 10 times this will not work. The audio will not get unmuted. So it is not reliable. I would not trust this microphone button. So you can't really use voice commands too well. I don't know if this is mainstream yet. It's definitely for the enthusiasts. I am one of those enthusiasts. I really enjoy my Android. I'm always pretty much get the newest phone every year. Just compare screen size. This is a Galaxy Note 2, which is almost the same size. I believe this said it was 7-inch, but you know that Galaxy Note 2 is 5.5, so it is a little bit bigger, I guess, because the whole case is taken over it. So it is a rather large unit, but it should fit most vehicles. It is a double din, and a double din it's a standard for if your vehicle can hold 2 dins. It should be able to hold this. when I had the company install it for me, not the company, a company install it for me, they were having trouble at first putting it in because it wouldn't fit, but they eventually got it to fit. I don't know exactly what they did, but each car is going to be slightly different, but this should fit. It comes with a few things, like it has this USB plug down here, which you can plug your phone in, but I mean, what are you going to do, hang your phone from like 6 inches in the air? So I don't know what the point of that one is. It has like its own iPod plug that comes from the back that you can wire in. It goes. I have it just jammed in here because I don't have an iPod. I don't use it, but it is. You could wire it wherever you want into the glove box, put your iPod back there, and never see it again. And supposedly it works real well from all the other reviews I've seen of this, but I have not experienced it because I do not own one. Big Android person, as I said, for myself. But I believe that has a few issues, like the freezing. Sometimes the Google Music player gives me trouble. Power Amp has not, but I don't have much experience with Power Amp, so I can't really be sure it's just the app and not the unit. But it's pretty good. But you can have Last.fm, Pandora. It has pretty much any app you want. You could download on this unit. And it's, like I said, it's 1 gigahertz. It's pretty fast. I was afraid it'd be a little sluggish at times, but it's definitely usable, and there is not much issue. And like I said, I'm just mainly using it for music, but I mean, it has the GPS option, which I am fond of. Has all the music that you'd want. I mean, it takes a second to load up because I have like 16 gigs of music on right now, but the knob's a little sensitive sometimes if you just touch it. Like, I'm not even turning it, and the volume goes up. But I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not pushing it and mutes it. It's pretty good. I enjoy it, but it does have flaws. I don't think it's very public friendly for someone that's expecting it to work and not have to deal with it. If you were with Android when it first started out, you'll be used to kind of having to work your way around things or finding apps to do what you want it to do. That's all this is. It's just another Android unit. I recommend it to enthusiasts and anyone that's willing to work with it to make it do what they want it to do. It does have a TV mode. I have not used it. I don't even know if the TV antenna is hooked in. I clicked on it before and nothing happened. So, yeah, and there was no signal, and I don't know if there was even a scan. Yeah. Last time I did this, it just scanned, nothing happened. But I'm not going to watch TV on this, so I don't even know if you would want to. Screen is pretty good quality. It's definitely sharp enough. I've watched like a test video on the SD card, and it looked fine. So I think it is good. Alright, if you have any questions, just you could message me on YouTube or the Reddit link I'm going to put this in or whatever, and I'll definitely get back to you within a day or two at most.